Hey guys, and welcome to French for a Day. This is my little French corner on YouTube where I'm sharing with you my French beauty secrets. Today we're talking about the flawless complexion. French women are famous for their tasteful makeup application, which starts with a great skin. Their complexion is always going to be perfect. Some of them don't wear makeup at all. Most of them are going to wear makeup, but it's basically going to be invisible. The whole idea of the French makeup look is that you shouldn't be able to see that the person is wearing foundation or concealer. The complexion should look naturally flawless, beautiful, and even if someone is standing very close to you, they shouldn't be noticing that you're wearing foundation. So this is what I'm going to be sharing today with you. I'm going to share with you some of my French beauty secrets on how to get this really flawless, beautiful skin that is going to be like the fundamental of the French makeup look. In my previous videos, I have been mentioning that French women take really good care of their skin. They are going to spend a lot more time and money on their skincare and not that much on their makeup. The makeup is going to be minimalistic because the skin is absolutely beautiful and the hair is as well naturally beautiful. A good haircut can always help to have this kind of very effortless French style look. Every French woman has a very good, well thought and consistent skincare routine. This is going to depend on your personal skin needs. Just the tips that I can share with you now are going to be more short term, how to recreate this look. Now make sure that you have good and consistent skincare routine, and the first thing is make sure that you exfoliate your skin on a regular basis because this is going to help with the makeup application. Now I'm going to go ahead start creating the perfect base for the French makeup look, and last night, I have exfoliated my skin. I made sure that my skin is really nice and moisturized. So tip number one, make sure that you exfoliate your skin on a regular basis. Tip number two is very important and a lot of people actually underestimate it. This is one of the French beauty secrets. French women are often going to start their makeup in the morning by applying a sheet mask. It's going to take approximately 5 minutes. However, it's going to make such a huge difference. So before they start applying their skincare, they're usually going to use a sheet mask. This is going to depend on your skin type, on your skin condition, and what you would like to address. Now, I know that most of us are tempted to use mask in the evening where you can really relax, you can get the full benefits. And in the morning, usually you are in a hurry, you don't have the time to do masking and you are often going to skip it. However, it's going to make a huge difference. I dare you try it. Now, I know that it's a serious downside that sheet masks are usually going to be very expensive. I'm going to list in the description box some of my favorites that I like to use to get those instant boost of moisture and this instant glow on my skin. However, they are on the pricey side. I wanted to give you an option that is not going to break the bank. So that's why I have been testing more affordable sheet masks that have the same performance as the high-end and the luxury masks that I like. And I found a really good option that I believe everyone can afford. So this is by L'Oreal. It is available both in the US and in Europe. This is the one that I'm going to be using today. It is an eye mask. You're going to see it's very similar to one of my really favorite Lancome masks. This one has a lot more serum. I have to say that, I have to be honest with you, I think that the effect that I get is exactly the same. I dare you try this because this is not expensive. Try applying this in the morning and see what is going to be the result. You don't have to keep it for 20 minutes if you don't have the time, but you can just, everyone can wake up 5 minutes early, right? 5 minutes to have beautiful skin, 5 to 10 minutes, it all depends. And let's go ahead and start actually. I'm going to be applying this. Okay guys, now excuse the hair that's flying all over the place. We're going to take care of it later. Now, I have to say that I used to underestimate this trick when I was living in France because I was still in my 20s and my skin was just naturally glowing. However, I find that after 35 years old, this tip is a game changer. It's a real game changer. Now I want to go ahead and apply this mask, and inside here you have so much serum. French women are always going to start with a very well moisturized skin. I think that this is the key to your skin looking beautiful and glowing throughout the day. Now this one has a lot of serum. You have to be aware of that. I really wanted to make sure that I'm going to give you an affordable option that everyone can try. And it all depends. If you have the budget, you can use some of the eye masks or face masks of 111 Skin. I really like the purple mask from 111 Skin. This is the one that I'm often going to use as a morning mask because it gives a really beautiful glow and it is not sticky. It's the lightest mask. This is a 360-degree mask, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Okay, now this one is a little bit uncomfortable for me, and every time when I'm doing this kind of masks in the morning, I want to do some work at the same time. I like the multitasking, so I'm gonna get the small scissors and I'm going to cut this part because it's going to make it more comfortable for me. Okay, that's what I like to do. You can skip this part if you want to, but I'm just going to lift this a little bit up right here and put this down and make sure that I really get this area where I have lines and you might have darkness. This is a very hydrating, very moisturizing mask. It contains hyaluronic acid, which is great for plumping those fine lines. Okay, so I'm ready, and right now the mask feels actually very comfortable, very light, so I can go ahead and do some work. I can check my emails or I can do something around the house while I'm waiting the mask to soak in. And here you literally have like a whole bottle of serum. So I have a friend that actually keeps this in the fridge and she uses it like a serum after that. I don't do that. But what I do is I usually am going to apply the rest of the serum on the rest of my face. And this is going to be the first step of my morning skincare routine. Just going to go ahead and make sure to apply the serum all over my face. And if I was not filming, I'm usually going to wear something with a low cut. I'm going to apply this one all over my neck and décolleté. And then don't underestimate the hands. I also apply part of the serum on my hands. We want our hands to look nice and moisturized. Many people underestimate the way their hands look. Okay guys, now it's been approximately 7 minutes, and in the meantime I was just checking out the comments on my previous French videos, and I have to tell you that we have some amazing tips. So if you haven't seen the comment section, go back to my previous French beauty secrets videos because I've got some amazing tips from a lot of you. There are also some French girls that are sharing their secrets, which makes me so happy. I was really excited. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and remove that. I didn't wait for 20 minutes or so. I think that this is the time that anyone can afford. Excuse this band, but my hair is a little bit naughty and I don't want it to get in the way of my mask. So I'm going to go ahead and massage the rest of the serum in my face. This is going to be the step 1 of my skincare routine. I'm also going to get some of the serum right here. And now, since this is a very, very generous mask, it's a really glowing mask, I want to wait always 1 minute before following with my other skincare products, just because I want to give some time the serum to fully absorb into my skin. So that's why I'm going to wait usually 1 minute here. At the same time, I'm always going to do like a little massage because this serum allows me to massage my skin just a little bit. I love doing a face mask in the morning just because somehow it makes me feel more awake and it makes me feel better about myself because I start the day by doing something good for my skin, for my health. Okay guys, now that was 1 minute and this is ideally what is going to happen. You may not wait for this 1 minute. You may just go ahead and follow directly with your skincare, just I'm taking my time right now and doing it the right way. But of course, if you are in a hurry, just don't do that. Now for my eyes, I'm going to be using my favorite eye cream. I don't know how many of these I've used. This is the Murad Ultimate Moisture for eyes, and if you're based in the US or Canada, you can use a discount code on Murad's website. It's Angela20. It's going to give you 20% off anything that you purchase from Murad. So I really like this cream for my under eye area. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit here. Next, I'm going to follow with my morning moisturizer. And all of the products that I'm using are going to be in the description box. One thing that you have to make sure is that just your skincare products are going to play well together. So this is, you just have to test this, because there are some skincare products that might peel under others and they just don't work well together. So just make sure that your skincare products work well when layered together. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply lip balm on my lips. I actually forgot to do that. I was supposed to do that when I was doing the eye mask, but I always keep forgetting. So I really like this one by Emile Cordon, and this one is Rose Petal. You can use any lip balm that you have in hand. And now we are going to move on to the makeup application. I'm not going to be applying SPF today just because it is the late afternoon and I'm not going to be going out. Okay, and now I'm ready to move on to the makeup part of this video. I skipped the serum because this mask has a lot of serum inside, and since it has hyaluronic acid, it works like almost like 2-in-1. It works like a mask and a serum. And I don't feel the need to apply serum after this mask. But if I used the Genifique mask, this one doesn't feel as moisturizing, as hydrating, and that's why when I use this one, I'm going to use a serum and then a moisturizer. So it all depends on the mask that you are using, and just make sure to listen to your skin. You're going to see how different products work for your skin. Okay guys, now I removed the hideous band on my head, and now moving on to my base. For my base, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite product. This is the Water Fresh Tint from Chanel. I really love this one. I have two of them because right now I'm in the middle. So I'm going to mix two shades together, light and medium light. This is the only foundation that I have been repurchasing over the years, just because it really gives you this kind of a very flawless complexion. It works for all skin types. This is a water-based product and it adds hydration to the face. It's very long-lasting on my skin, and this is it's my favorite complexion product. Right now I have dehydrated skin and that's why it works for me. But let's say if you have normal to combination skin, just the face mask could be enough for you. So one tip that I have for you, I really like to use the Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush because it has a big surface and it can easily blend the product. Because I have moisturized my skin very well, this is a product that adds more moisture and I really want to blend it in nicely into my skin. And the big surface of this brush somehow allows me to push the product, to push the Water Fresh Tint into my skin. Now, if you do not want to splurge on this one, you can go ahead and just use your regular foundation. However, make sure that the foundation is very well blended, almost invisible. If you find that you have some dry patches on your skin, a drop of the Nuxe oil, I don't have it, but I'm going to pop a photo right here. This is a gorgeous oil to mix with foundations, to thin out the foundation, to make the foundation thinner and to get this kind of a glowing effect. So this is one tip that I have for you and that I was using a lot when I was in France. Now, moving on to concealer. I am going to conceal because I want my complexion to be flawless. I could skip the concealer, but we are creating the flawless French makeup look. Now, I'm going to be using my favorite Sisley concealer. You can use any concealer that you have. Now, when it comes to concealer, just make sure that you're not applying too much, and most people are going to need concealer only here in the inner corners of the eyes. Be careful if you have fine lines, do not apply too much concealer around here. It might emphasize your fine lines as the day goes. So I'm going to go ahead and I like to tap with my finger first and then use a concealer brush. This one is from BK Beauty. I'm going to link all of the brushes that I used in the description box. And what's left from the concealer, I'm just going to take it onto my eyelid. So the whole point of the French makeup look is for the makeup to be invisible, for the foundation to be invisible. So just make sure that you're not applying too much concealer. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows, and with the French makeup look, brows are very important. However, you shouldn't use too much products and you shouldn't make those Instagrammable, Photoshopable eyebrows because they are going to look unnatural. And the French makeup is all about the natural beauty and celebrating your own natural beauty. This is what I love about France. This is what I love about French women. Brow gel is mandatory because it's going to keep the brows in place. But if you have some gaps on the brows, don't bother too much. It's not like you're on camera. It's not like you're on Instagram. In real life, the human eye is actually very forgiving. Okay, now brows are done. I'm moving on to powder. I have my beauty blender. It's wet and I squeezed out all of the water in a towel. I'm going to take some loose powder and take the excess on the back of my hand. This is really important because you don't want too much powder on the face. Skip the powder if you don't need to use it, but I have normal skin. It's dehydrated right now, but in general it's a combination skin. So I always feel more confident when I apply a little bit of powder. And if you use a little bit of powder with a beauty blender, push the powder into the skin. It's going to help to erase any pores that you have, make them less visible. But don't powder too much. Just make sure to leave your complexion alive because you don't want to remove all of that glow. We worked really hard to get this glow on the face, so make sure to celebrate that. I almost don't have powder on my beauty blender. I'm just going to tap a couple of times here just to create the base for my highlighter and for my blush. Now normally I could skip the highlighter because my skin is naturally glowy, but here I want the look to be suitable for more people, and that's why I'm going to be using actually a highlighter, because I want to show you how it's going to look with the highlighter. So here, if your skin is as glowy as mine used to be and you feel comfortable that way, you can just leave it like that. Apply blush and skip the highlighter. Now moving on to blush and highlighter, and here is my French beauty tip. I like to apply the highlighter first and then go in with the blush. Most of the time people are going to apply the blush first and then they are going to apply the highlighter on top of the blush. However, if you don't have enough time, if you're in a hurry, and if you don't do a good job with the blending, then the blushes and the highlighter, they are going to show up as different layers on your skin. This is something that you want to try to avoid when you're doing the French makeup look. And I find that if you apply the highlighter first, I like this brush for a highlighter. It's really beautiful. This is number 18 by Refra. I'm going to write also my brushes in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and apply an oud highlighter that I love and that matches my skin tone quite well. And the highlighter should not have visible glittery particles. This is a must because everything should look as natural as possible. I'm taking a little bit of product and then taking the excess on the back of my hand, and then I'm slowly, with very light strokes, I'm going to start applying the highlighter. And I'm applying the highlighter actually with little circular motions. I like to use this kind of brush because it diffuses the highlighter beautifully. And if you use the feather-like brushes that are dedicated to highlighters, somehow it makes a more harsh line and it becomes visible that you're using a highlighter. So that's why I like to use this kind of a small fluffy brush, because it's going to diffuse the highlighter and it's going to give me this really natural lit from within glow. And next I'm going to apply the blush. And when I'm applying the blush on top of the highlighter, somehow everything is going to become one and it's going to look a lot more seamless. Now I'm going to be using One of my favorite blushes, this is the Chantecaille Butterfly Bliss. If you have deeper skin tone than mine, this could be too pale for you. So choose a blush that is going to complement your skin tone. I don't like to apply a lot of blush. I like to use it just to enhance a little bit my face, to sculpt it, but I don't like when it is too visible. So I'm just going to apply a little bit. I like to choose a big brush. This is actually a very old brush. I'm going to show you. This is one of the brushes that I like for blush. This is Refra 05. And then I have also one Chanel brush that I love using for blush. I'm going to list them in the description box. I'm going to write my favorite brushes for blush and for highlighter. Now I like to apply also a little bit of the blush on my nose because it's going to make the whole look a lot more natural in real life. Okay, and now everything comes together and it doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. It doesn't actually look like I'm wearing makeup because even when I get close with a magnifying mirror, it doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. Okay guys, and then I'm applying just a little bit of bronzer. I'm using the same brush because I want the blush and the bronzer to be blended together. I don't want to see separate layers on my skin. Again, just a tap on my nose and that's it. So I'm actually done with my base right now, and one product that I'm going to carry in my handbag is a blush. But I like to carry a blush that is going to bring life to my complexion. So during the day, my blush might fade away or my complexion might become a little bit more dull. Let's say after 6-7 hours, I might reapply blush. And I always like to carry the Le Beige Water Fresh blush with me. I also carry a brush, just a little brush, and I like to apply this one because applied on top of makeup and as a refreshment during the day, it looks absolutely beautiful and it immediately brings this glow to the face that we all want. So this is a great touch-up product to carry in your handbag. The only downside is that you have to carry a brush as well with it, but it just immediately makes your complexion a lot more alive, a lot more youthful. It just brings back the glow because this is a water-based product. And yes, it is going to layer beautifully after 3-4 hours or so. It is going to wear beautifully on the face. Try it. It is not going to look good, however, if you applied a lot of makeup in the first place. But if you did not apply too much product, if you create this kind of more simple makeup look, it is going to be a great refreshment for the day. Now I want to go ahead and finish my makeup. I'm going to be using one of my favorite palettes. This is Nude Dip. I'm going to be using this shade here. With my finger, just very quickly, I am going to apply the color all over my mobile eyelid. And the whole eye makeup now, it's going to take me usually less than 2-3 minutes if I don't do it on camera and if I don't talk. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this color roughly on my eyelid. Then taking a brush, I'm just quickly going to blend the edges. Now, not a mandatory step, but since I have very dark hair, I usually like to apply a little bit of black kohl eyeliner just on the outer part of my upper lash line, because it creates the illusion for thicker lashes. But if you are blonde, then definitely choose a brown or choose a softer color. The eyeliner should be applied very lightly in a way that you almost can't tell that it's there. It's just for the purpose to create the illusion of having thicker lashes. I feel like using a little bit more mascara. Now you can probably see that I only used one color on my eyelids. However, in real life, it just looks very healthy, very polished and put together. I want a little bit more mascara on my lashes today. Now, since I applied a little bit more on the eyes, I'm going to choose a nude lipstick for the day and then a statement red lipstick for an evening look. For daytime look, I'm going to be using number 206 from Chanel's fall makeup collection. I really like this very beautiful nude color. Okay, and that's a very typical everyday French makeup look. Contrary to the popular belief, French women don't actually wear a red lip every single day for their everyday looks. They might wear a red lip when they want to feel a little bit more special or for an evening night out. Sometimes they wear a red lip during the day as well, but that's not a rule that they follow. Very often you're going to see French women with no lipstick at all. You're going to see just lip balm, beautiful skin, and good hairstyle. I think that what makes French women so attractive is that they really take very good care of their skin and their hair. They would never let you see the roots of the hair being greasy. They are always going to take care of that, and you're never going to see the ends of the hair being dry. So preferably there is going to be a nice amount of shine in the hair. The hairstyle is going to be beautiful, and the hair is going to have a lot of movement. So there is not much hairspray going on, just a beautiful hairstyle, beautiful skin, and that's actually what makes the magic of French women. That's what actually makes French women so attractive. So I think that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. And if you have a tip or trick that you would like to share with us, I would love to read your comments. I always learn so much from you. So don't be shy. Be sure to share your knowledge with all of us. This is what makes this community so powerful. And I have a lot of interesting topics planned for this French series videos. I'm going to share with you also some of the differences between French and Italian women. As we are speaking actually of a red lip, I have to tell you that actually the red lip is more like a trademark for Italian women. They like to wear a statement, bold, deep red lip. But more on this topic you're going to watch in one of my next videos. Be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. A bientôt!